Hello, my friends. Welcome to Metal Shop's Adjunct Garage. So the other day, I ran into a situation, embarrassing for me, but hopefully my learning experience will benefit you. So when I sold the Cobra, the guys asked if they could hear the Mustang run. And so I came out here, the keys, it always starts right up and wouldn't start. Cranked and cranked and cranked. And it felt like it didn't have a lot of power. Like the battery didn't have a lot of power. It didn't feel as snappy. It was kind of, and then, you know what I'm saying with the noise. And the first time I started it this season, I noticed the same thing. It was like, and then it kicked the starter, started kicking over, and it started just fine. I thought that was unusual. That didn't make any sense to me because I leave it on a battery tender. Okay, I have this nice 4-bank battery tender that I use out here. And it was on that all winter, and that didn't make any sense to me because I also have the excess power, the vintage series battery, that giant Group 65 battery, which actually fits in the Fox Body Mustang. But that's an AGM, an absorbed glass matte battery. I bought it because, for its performance. It's got the vintage look. I put the Champion stickers on there because Champion batteries were OE equipment on the Celenes. Anyway, I've got this very expensive battery. These are $339, price fixed across the board, no matter where you get them. And I run the battery tender. So I couldn't figure out why, what the issue was, why it wasn't, really nice and snappy, didn't have a lot of power. But beside the fact, the car wouldn't start, it wouldn't run. It was a no spark condition. It was getting fuel, I could smell fuel, it was turning over. So I started working on the coil, thinking that, checking the spark plugs, checking this and that. But I read up on it thinking like, God, that's kind of weird. It has to have something to do with the charging. So I did. I read up on the battery tenders, and what I found was the standard battery tender, here it just says battery tender on it, isn't made for AGM batteries. You need to get the battery tender plus. That is specifically designed for AGM batteries. And when I had the Mustang over in the other garage attached to the house, I always ran this battery tender, which just coincidentally happened to be a plus. I didn't even know the difference. Now, the way it was explained by Deltran, on the good old interwebs there, is a battery tender, the regular battery tender works on an absorption charge mode, whatever that means. I'm not an engineer. But the battery tender plus, they made specific changes to its design for the absorbed glass matte or AGM batteries. It uses a different absorption charge mode, and they use a timer to hold the maximum absorption charge longer. These are specifically made for your AGM batteries. So if you have your Optima batteries, your excess power, whatever makes it, you need to make sure, and it doesn't have to be a battery tender, there's a lot of different brands out there. I like the battery tender. You need to make sure that you get the right battery tender for your vehicle. Now, a regular charger will work, but it will kill the life of your battery. So hopefully I've caught this in time. Only time will tell whether or not putting the proper charger on it will save this battery and I haven't killed its life, because I really don't relish the idea of spending another $340 to get another one of these batteries. I will let you know long term, because they say if you use the regular charger there, that your battery can only last up to 6 months. And these batteries should last 4 years, 48 months, or even longer in a vehicle like this that doesn't get very much use. So let's do a quick, we'll do a quick cold start, and I'll show you that the thing got plenty of power, fires up just fine. Cool.
All right.
other tip I forgot. Make sure you unplug your battery tender when you're starting, even if you're just going to start it for a second for a test or whatever. All the manufacturers say don't leave it plugged in when you're starting the car. Maybe it backfeeds, I'm not sure. Again, not an engineer. Another tip, make sure you unplug when you're starting. So just for clarification, I don't think I really spelled this out. The battery had enough power to turn the car over. It just didn't have enough power for, I don't know if you can see that in there because it's obscured, but I have a crane high fire, ball of fire, I can't remember, fireball, crane fireball ignition, which is basically an MSD, a multi-spark capacitive discharge box in there. I have a high power coil. So the battery didn't have enough power to generate the spark that it wanted. It wants 12.5, 12.6 volts in order to run. So enough power, kind of weird, I know, but a high performance car. Don't forget, I also have the Anderson Ford Motorsports, you see it in there. Oh, I gotta open the door here. I also have the Anderson Ford Motorsport PMS system piggyback on my ECM there. Those things require big power. They need all of their volts. And running the battery with the old technology battery tender just wasn't cutting it. So as always, my friends, I sincerely hope that you found this video helpful to you. Learn from my gaffes, from my mistakes. If you did find the video useful, please give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments. Please, please, please consider a subscription to the channel. I think lots of good content, automotive, guitar-related content on there, and I truly appreciate your support. All right, my friends, take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.